Welcome to a special is a tough word. Welcome to an episode of Bleav in Falcons that is one for the record books because, Mike, not only did we finish the season once again in mediocre fashion, not mediocre, yes, mediocre.
Mediocre.
We beat the Saints, which is a good thing. But as great as that was beating the Saints, as great as it was ending the season, the 4-game win streak, it is it's rough seeing us be 8-9 once again. And frankly, tying the NFC South, but still being third in the NFC South behind the Bucs and behind the Panthers. And I'm just glad that the Bucs and the Saints didn't go to the playoffs and win the NFC South. The Panthers, hey, whatever. But that happened, and we're going to talk about that. But the big thing that happened is Raheem's out. Fontenot's out. They're going to promote, I think, Greg Beadle's the CEO and president. Rich K not out. He's moved to A and B stuff.
Kind of demoted.
And a lot of parts are moving, and I guess he found a way, but they didn't find a way to keep him. Raheem found a way, and I feel a certain way about this, Mike. I don't know, because I wasn't just saying this because I'm being a homer, but I don't know if this was the right decision if you want to win now, because I don't know I don't feel like it'll be very hard for the guy to come in and win now. He's going to change the system, change the scheme, change this, change that. And we had things cooking to the point where we were beating good teams. We were beating playoff teams. Yeah, we lost against the bad teams. But I feel like keeping the same system in place and tweaking that would have been the right way to do it. But obviously, Mr. Blank felt otherwise. What does Michael Turner think?
I understand it. I mean, 8 wins won the division, Ovie. I mean, so it's not. I mean, that's not that after all the hype that we came in on the season, 8 wins won the division, and the team that won the division is the Carolina Panthers. Like, nobody expected anything out of that team. You expect their roster. You compare their roster to our roster. It's night and day, right?
It's a joke.
You're right, but there was a better coach team, obviously, and they got it done. And it's those key games that we lost to them twice, and we shouldn't have lost to them twice. But the game that really grinds my gears is the Jets game. Still, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we won the Jets game, we would have won the division. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the Dolphins game. How we lose against the Dolphins?
Right.
It's like, and not even that. Like the Tampa Bay Bucs, we lost with a field goal that now. And shout out to Zane Gonzalez. He I already believe in God, but if Falcons fans don't believe in God, he was a godsend. He was a godsend to us to fix a broken team, to where there are several games in our winning streak we wouldn't have won if Zane Gonzalez wasn't consistent. If he wasn't a kicker who could make kicks, he wasn't just making kicks like 56-yarders, 55-yarders. He was making like kicks. Mm-hmm. But any one of those games where Younghoe Koo or Parker Romo lost for us, forget offense, defense, forgot about Romo. Just those guys. We be in the playoffs. And so it's painful, man. Like it's so bittersweet to end off 4-0, end off on a high note, to see Raheem going back and hugging Drake and hugging he must have known. He must have known.
I don't think he knew, man. I don't think he knew.
I don't know.
I think he thought he had a chance. I mean, it depends. They meet every week. They meet every week. So it's like, so maybe Arthur Blank kind of buttered them up a little bit. Say, it depends on this performance this week. Beat the Saints. We'll think about it. But they was fired before Sunday Night Football. You know what I'm saying? It's like normally they wait till Monday.
Well, it was quick. And so, the thing we talked about, like, I know it bounced all over the place because we have I want to touch on the game. I want to touch on the firing of Raheem and Terry Fontenot. And Terry, we trust. I am one of the biggest Terry Fontenot guy. I lead his fan club just because I feel like y'all won't talk about the bad stuff. My mom always says, get a list, pros and cons. We want to make a decision, write down the pros, write down the cons. Whether you do it, mentally, whatever. And if the pros outweigh the cons, then do it. Terry Fontenot, you cannot tell me, Michael Turner and Falcons fans, that Terry Fontenot didn't do way more good than he did bad. You can't tell me that Terry Fontenot fixing the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems, quarterbacks, and it was rushing the passer. Yeah, quarterbacks, that's where it was. But rushing the passer.
That's the main problem.
But rushing the passer has been a perennial affliction for us. We now have the most sacks by a rookie in Falcons history. I think 55 sacks might have been the most sacks we've had ever. I don't know, first or second. It was something that in our lifetime, in our Falcons time, we never saw something like this. Never saw something like this. And he brought that to us. And not like a free agent. It's a rookie. It's the draft capital he put in our position to where we get a cheap James Pierce year after year. Jalen and James. Off of that alone, off the Contavious Streets and the Dorleses, all the guys that he brought in,
Billy Bowman.
I can go on and on, but he gave us
Xavier Watts,
like
Jesse Bates. I mean,
Bates.
he built Terry.
This.
We don't. Okay, this is what we don't know.
What we don't know.
How much was Rich McKay involved in all this, and how much Terry had a hand in all this? We don't know who called what shot for real. You know.
Terry Fontenot,
and the main thing is the quarterback situation, like Kirk Cousins, and and when Kirk got hurt, who decided to let him keep playing and then put Penis in there, but make him an automatic starter for this year?
Yeah.
In my opinion, he shouldn't have been the automatic starter for this year. It's like if Kirk was playing bad because of an injury, Kirk should have had another chance. They made it seem like Kirk was washed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but Kirk, but Mike, Kirk played wash. I mean, granted, I heard he had the flu for the game, but the interception he threw, this was not a great game. The Saints game wasn't a great game to show that Kirk Cousins was the right decision by Terry Fontenot, and Kirk Cousins was the guy to start that game. The backwards pass or the screen pass to Bijan when Bijan's already tackled, like it looked very, very meh. Like no one was like, oh my God, that's 100. If someone came out, aliens came from the sky, and they watched Kirk Cousins, they wouldn't say that's a $100 million quarterback. Like you wouldn't get the average football fan to watch that. If you didn't tell me it was Kirk Cousins, just say he's regular white quarterback, and watch that performance. You wouldn't say that quarterback is worth $180 million or $100 million. No one would say that at any point of the season. At any point of the season, that's the problem.
Well, Ovie, that's the going rate at being a starting quarterback. It's not like he's being overpaid for his position. That's the going rate. That's the going rate to be a starter. 2, we didn't expect Kirk Cousins to come in and be, Matthew Stafford. You know what I'm saying? We wanted him we supposed to have all these stars around him.
True.
Just doinking, do everything else. You know what I'm saying? That was the plan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that he didn't have to be a hero. But then again, this year he got the 4-game winning streak.
That is true. Because we need stability. He is stability. That's a very expensive stability. But I can go all over the place. Let's talk about the game. Let's get that out the way. The Saints game, we were supposed to win that. We did win that. Again, Bleav in Falcons, presented by FanDuel. Shout out to FanDuel. I think the over-under was 40-something, and we had – what did we have? We had less than that. Here we go.
It was final score like 19-13, something like that? Or
yeah, it was here it is. Yeah, over-under is 41.5. It was 19-17. We had 36 total points. So we got the under.
Down late. That's right.
Yeah, the Falcons didn't just win. We covered outright at 3.5 point underdog. We were the underdog. It's crazy. Yeah, but if you trust the Falcons money line, FanDuel, you were getting plus money. We were plus 155, and Saints was minus.
No, we was favored. We was favored.
We was favored. Okay,
yeah,
good.
We was favored.
We should have been
because like the Rams. What you talking about?
Yeah, right. But the fact that we beat the Rams, but yet we almost let a Saints team come back on us. Like it was, if not for D. Alford, and shout out to D. Alford. That
was a key interception.
Utility guy, been around here and there and everywhere, and been moved to corner and safety, nickel, and just keeps on making plays. So shout out to D. Alford, especially when Mike Hughes, some other guys have been injured. He is a Terry Fontenot guy. Terry Fontenot's bringing pieces into our team to where I feel like we're more than good enough to win. But D. Alford did great. Special teams had a high point, a rare high point, a blocked punt where we were able to have an opportunity to take advantage of the turnover. But in too many situations in that game, we didn't take advantage of turnovers. We have some interceptions, didn't take advantage of turnovers. It just was a Saints game to where we know, despite the record, it's always going to be close. But I expected us to put, after that Rams win, which again, they came back as well, but I expected us just to put a flag on it. Like, for once, let's close out a game, begin to end. Let's show that we're the dominant team. Let's do that. Couldn't do that. And it kind of showed, even though it was a win, the fact that we beat the Saints, but did we really beat the Saints? Did we beat them?
I mean, we was totally controlled the whole game. It wasn't really a threat that was going to win the game
until D. Alford had the interception. It was absolutely a threat. Tyler Shuck was shucking it. He was getting balls thrown, getting catches. Our defense is great as we are in rushing the passer. It seems to where we're just allowing chunk plays here and there. So right. I didn't feel comfortable. I know most Falcons fans, like I had my boy Wayne was texting me, or I was texting him. I was like, we're gonna find a way to Falcon this up. Like we ain't gonna F it up as it Falcon it up. We're gonna Falcon this up.
I was really more scared last week than yesterday.
I was scared this week because I wanted Raheem to stay. I wanted him to have another chance. And I'm like, if we do 4 in a row, Arthur Blank gonna have a real tough time getting rid of him. And he did not. And Arthur Blank did not have a tough time.
Another point. 8 wins, won the division. We were eliminated by Thanksgiving.
Ooh, that's, and a lot of people are saying, Mike, this decision was made on that 7-8 stretch. We went 7-8 for losses. We lost 7 out of 8 games. And when we were limited officially, I don't think he cared what Terry did. I mean, what Raheem did. I don't think he cared how he finished it. Like, because I think around that time,
not because he won every game in December, so it was like it didn't matter.
It didn't matter because there was the group they brought in, that Sportsology, XYZ, CRG consulting group he brought in. And I think it's actually kind of smart because people were saying that Arthur Blank was out of touch and Arthur Blank doesn't know how to pull the trigger. And Arthur Blank is, getting kind of soft in his older age. And he's going to let Rich, they talk nasty about Rich McKay. And Rich, again, we're boys. Like, we're boys, Rich. Like, I appreciate you making me the highest paid fullback in NFL history. And I did earn that as well.
And bringing me in.
And bringing Mike in.
I love Rich.
Hey, Rich, it ain't us. It ain't me and Mike. Those guys say that you're meddling and you're Mr. Burns and you're out here like, let me go and put my hands and things. That's what they say, Rich. But regardless, Rich is not gone, but he's doing other things. And they gave Rich a lot of hell for supposedly not firing Dan Quinn, Arthur Smith, all these guys soon enough. So I don't know why they choose against Raheem. They're gonna make up for all that, bring in a group. That group probably told them that if you really, 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 really want to do what's in the best interest of this franchise, yes, maybe Raheem can turn it around. Yes, maybe he can find a way to to win enough games. But the prudent thing to do, business-wise, is just to clean house, and they did that.
Right, you're right. He had to clean house. Rich couldn't stay. I mean, if you fire Terry, you fire Raheem, Rich couldn't be in the same position. Like, and I think Arthur used the scapegoat of bringing in the outside source.
There you go. That helped his conscience. His conscience probably felt a little better. Right,
because that's his homeboy. They tight. They tight. They still gonna be tight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's still gonna call him. You know what I'm saying? He's still probably gonna say, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, right. It's not like they gonna talk no more. I mean, you can't avoid that. But shout out to the fans. I think Arthur listened to the fans.
He did.
It was a fan frustration. That's what Raheem was fired by the fans. Week 4, week 5,
they was yelling for it. We started at 7-8. Think about that, Mike. 7 out of 8 games you lost, damn near in a row. The fans were done. Me and you were having to bend backwards to let them know, hey, big picture, guys, it's not all Raheem's fault, and it wasn't all Raheem's fault. What Raheem did, and let's talk about it. He got fired because he couldn't pick a coordinator that could do the job. I am placing this not fully, but majority of this is on Zach Robinson. Like Raheem got fired because he chose Zach Robinson and he would not let go. I don't know what they did to become such good friends. No friend. Mike, I love you. I'm not letting you get me fired. I love you, Mike. I'm not letting you get me fired. I'm not going to hire you if you can't be a coordinator. Raheem got Zach Robinson, and that pistol BS, Bijan covered up for Zach. Because Bijan was so good, Zach Robinson, look, I did a pistol. Look how good I am. I'm bang, bang. I'm pistol.
Right.
No, Zach couldn't do it.
This is my point, Ovie. We got to now think deeper now.
All right.
Why was we in a pistol the whole time at the beginning of the season?
They said that he was more comfortable in that, but Kirk Cousins.
Who was he?
So Penix. Zach said Penix was more comfortable in the pistol. Yeah. I don't know where the truth in that lies. That sounds crazy. You are an NFL quarterback who can't get in the under the center.
Yeah.
Then why would we evaluate you and bring you in if you really can't do under center QB stuff?
Maybe his knee was already. Remember, let's go back to the knee already being partially torn.
You knew that when you brought him in. So if you already knew that, why are you bringing this guy in who can't get in a position that allows our great tailback Bijan to be fully taken advantage of? A play action is much smoother, much more believable out of under the center than in pistol. Like he knows that. I know that. He knows that.
That's why we got to. All this ties in. It goes all the way up to Rich McKay, and it goes all the way up because they brought Penix in. They like, oh, you can't get on the center. That's a big problem. Or they expect his knee just to miraculously heal. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was bound. If it's true that his stuff was already partially torn, he was bound to tear the end. And that's the gamble they took, and that should have been another reason why they should have named Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Like Kirk should have been the starter this year coming in.
Yeah, the problem is, again, we bounce all over the place, but we only got 30 minutes to talk about a lot of stuff. But like part of the reason they got rid of your boy Terry was because when you chose Kirk Cousins and when you chose Michael Penix, one of those was supposed to be a star. Like take that. You don't give anybody a job. Take the job. You wanted Kirk to take that job, make it to where there's not even people saying Michael Penix. No, they shouldn't be saying Michael Penix. And for Michael Penix, you got the job now. You should be out here balling. If Matt Ryan could do it, you could do it. There should not be people saying, hey, Kirk Cousins. Somebody had to take the job. And neither of them played past mediocrity consistently. They lived in mediocrity. Lived in barely doing just enough. And that's the reason why, again, my boy Terry Fontenot's not here. I feel like he should. There's way more good. I'll keep on saying that. I'll beat my chest, just because I like the guy. I like all these guys. I haven't found one a-hole in the bunch. Like Jeff Ulbrich, you would think he'd be, because I met him at Wells Fargo locker room thing I did with the Falcons, and he was a gruff, stern guy, but still nice guy.
Oh, we don't know who the starting quarterback next year is.
We don't. And we spent draft capital and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Whose fault is that?
It's not Terry's. It's not.
Yeah, yes, it is.
No, I refuse to really say it's Terry's.
I mean, on a certain, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. It's gonna be more stories come out, like what really happened behind the scenes. What's really been going on these last 2 years with the Falcons? We always thought it was weird what was going on with these Falcons, and we go back to our gripe. Why they not playing in preseason? It's a young team. Why are young guys not playing in the preseason? You know what I'm saying?
Whoever the new coach GM, come talk to me and Mike. We're going to talk to you about the importance of not being soft, the importance of playing the preseason, the importance of understanding that a little bit of contact won't kill you. It won't kill the players. If we were able to do it, I'm 45. I'm old. I'm grown. There's a 44-year-old in Philip Rivers that will probably say the same thing we're saying. Why are we hitting during the preseason? Why are we just forget hitting? Playing during the preseason.
Playing. We got to get our rhythm going. We got the chemistry. That's how you build the chemistry. Y'all can't tell me y'all doing that in joint practices or whatever. That y'all getting the same feel. It's different when you're in that stadium. You know what I'm saying? Coming out that locker room, coming out that tunnel, you got a different feel. It's different, man. It's different. It's routine. It's like it's important. We ain't saying they got to play a lot, but just that mentality to get in their heads of getting ready for a football game.
Yeah, Mike. This is and I really am curious to see how the fans feel.
They're happy.
I mean, they're happy.
That's what they did. This is what they did.
And it's funny. I looked at some podcasts.
You mute.
Sorry about that. I'm fixing my mic, but it's not fixed. It's not working. But okay. So, anyways, I was looking at some podcasts and other stuff, and the fans. You're right, Mike. They're happy.
They're happy. That's what they want.
Really happy, and I don't know why I would think. I think I'm the person that is upset a little bit, and I'll say part of this is we talk about all the time. They put the Rooney Rule in there because there's not enough black coaches in the NFL, and Raheem is a black coach, and I think he's a good coach, and I feel like he should at least get the opportunity Arthur Blank and Dan Quinn got, which is 3 years. There is Kyle Shanahan. There is Dan Campbell. There is coach after coach after coach that had a mediocre first 2 seasons. That third season, bam, they killed it. And so I'm like, give my boy Raheem 1 more year. Now Terry, 5 years in, which I think he's done more good than bad, but Raheem, give him 1 more year. I feel like he could have turned it around if, and only if, he got rid of Zach. And I think he would have been willing.
Not just him.
If they said, "Hey, you got to get rid of Zach," he would say, "Okay."
And Maurice.
And Maurice. And again, another black coach.
Maurice
was terrible. Maurice, like again, not as a person.
Raheem put this staff together. Your offensive coordinator is getting backlash. Your special teams coach is getting backlash. Who's taking the fall? You don't.
Did he put it together? Did Rich put it together? Did Terry put it together?
No.
Who picks the staff? Does the coach have all of it? If he did, Mike,
the head coach chooses the staff for the majority. Unless Arthur Blank or something like, all right, we want this D coordinator for sure. You got to take this guy on or something like that. And he had to fire a receiver coach in the middle of the season.
Did he have to fire a receiving coach? That still be something like we need to have Ray.
It was total dysfunction on his team. Clean house. Everybody go.
Clean house. Clean. So one of the knocks on Raheem that I have to put out there, and it's very hard, very very hard to blame anyone else but coaching, was that maybe once, twice it happens, but to consistently play down to the level of your competition consistently. I mean, it's great to look at the flip side. Hey, you're playing up to your competition, but you're not really playing up to your competition. You have that level of talent. Right. That makes it even more worse that you're losing against Dolphins, Jets, and Panthers. And granted, the Panthers are better than we thought they were, but the fact that we're losing against these bad teams, the fact that we're not just losing, blowing leads. Like, hey, it's great that we're up against the Rams.
Shutout against the Panthers.
Blowing leads and shutouts, that's coaching and culture. That's what if you're not coaching that way,
and blown out against the Dolphins.
Dude, if you're not coaching it that way, you're allowing it to happen. I think it was the great Keith, not Keith Smith, Keith, special teams coach. Keith's last name. Keith Armstrong. Yeah, Armstrong. Keith Armstrong said, if you're not coaching that way, you're allowing it to happen. And several coaches said that. So if Raheem's not coaching it that way, he's allowing it to happen. That's one of the things to where I don't think it's perfect. I still feel like he should have had 1 more year, but allowing that to happen time after time after time, and some of the mistakes with clock management, because he's not the offensive coordinator, he's not calling the plays, he's not the defensive coordinator, he's not calling defensive plays. He's a head coach. He's supposed to bring it all together, but clock management, that's him. And some of the horrible mistakes we had last year that were meme worthy and fans were pulling out their hair.
Right.
And then having some of that happen again this year, it's just you should have a guy up in the booth. You should have somebody, time it. You're not saving these timeouts. You're not keeping your pocket saying, "Ooh, I got a timeout for Christmas. I got a timeout for Thanksgiving." No, you use them. All that stuff, it adds up to the pile of stuff that people say we got to move on.
Okay. I don't think clock management was our biggest problem though this year.
I mean, see, everyone blames Raheem. I'm saying that now that you can blame Raheem for, because for guys dropping the ball,
not being prepared to beat the Jets, not being prepared to beat the Dolphins, not being prepared to beat the Panthers. Yes. Not being prepared. Who came back on us? Who came back on us? Like I don't know who came back. We had a lead and they came. Oh, the Panthers came back on us.
A lot of teams.
A lot of teams. And, all right, we made mistakes against the Colts.
Yeah,
we had that game. Should have beat them. I mean, like
overtime. But I mean,
and special teams killed us.
Yeah.
That's your boy. That's your boy, Raheem.
Yeah. That's your boy. It's your boy. Or it's your boy.
So what you expect him to do, Ovie? Because obviously he couldn't come in next year with the special teams coach and OC.
No, he
Probably
had to get rid of both of them. The only way it would make sense to keep Raheem is to fire the OC, fire special teams coach. But then, like you mentioned, they're like, you chose them, you rode with them, because there's so many situations where, and we talked about throughout the season, some of these losses, the players didn't play up to par. So the kickers missing kicks, guys dropping balls, Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix playing underwhelmingly. That's not Raheem. That's not the coach.
It is the coach. The coach said, "Hey, this guy." No, he said he has the final say. Ovie, Mike Smith was on the. If Mike Smith didn't like what Mughelli was going to call, no, give Turner the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, run it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the head coach overrides. That's why they're wearing the headphones. Ovie, he calls the plays. You know what I'm saying? He's listening to the play call, and if he don't like it, or he's going to suggest something, no, run it again or something like that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And then again, why are we not under center at the beginning of the season? We look much better in December.
Much better. Much with Kirk Cousins in there, we looked much better. As we close this out, Mike, we won't go past 30 minutes. I really
we can go on and on because we
can.
It's been bubbling up. It's been bubbling up.
And we have so much to talk about because, like, I was like, oh, once the season's over.
I didn't mention Matt Ryan about to be in the front office.
There we go. I was about to be like, oh, once the season's over, it's 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Me and Mike taking a break. We're going to see y'all in a couple weeks. Ain't much to talk about until, like, Super Bowl, but we have a lot to talk about, and Matt Ryan is one of them. So I got Matty Ice's cell phone. I'm gonna hit him up and say that when he joins the Falcons,
he changed his number now.
Yeah, he did. I'm gonna keep on finding it. When he decides to come on board, I mean, if you need somebody as a culture guy, I tell great jokes. I'm hilarious. I have some great. Bring
the band back together. I don't know what capacity is going to be in the front office.
I'm so curious to see what are they going to ask Mr. Matt Ryan to do.
I mean, he's going to be like Brady. No, Brady's owner. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, what he's going to do? I don't know.
So he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be GM like our guy over at the 49ers, the Hall of Fame safety John Lynch. And they say, oh. They won't ask Matt to be GM. I was like, John Lynch is a hell of a GM, and he's a player. So,
but I think John Lynch was more hands-on though before he became official GM.
He probably did something in the organization before he jumped to GM. Right. I think he did something somewhere else. So you're right. So he might not go straight to GM. Might be GM.
That's tough.
Yeah, that'd be tough. But they talk about the culture. And so coming in here, I mean, they already say who the new president, CEO is going to be Greg Beatles. Congrats, Greg. Awesome dude. But I don't know what they can bring Matt in to do, but I know that there's nothing except for value that Matt can bring. I don't see it hurting our franchise at all bringing Matt in, unless they give him like total power over personnel, and he's never done that before. But I think it's a great move because we right now need some positivity, and the fans and the city, which has been starving forget the Super Bowl, a winning season, Mike. Forget playoffs. Yeah, forget playoffs, but a winning season and playoffs has been eluding us for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, forever. Meaningful football, 9, 10 years of real meaningful football. So I think bringing Matt in would be great, but
nostalgia.
Nostalgia. It's going to
the good old days. You know what I'm saying? He went on to the Super Bowl with it, but it started in 08. He started with us in 08.
It started with us. We were there when Matt was a squeaky voice, little puppy. We were there, and it was me and you that made it nice and easy for Matt. Hey, Matt, you don't have to worry about winning the game. Me and Mike will do that. We'll run the ball to where when you throw it, that play action is always going to work because we are a threat. So. Right. Matthew, you're welcome. When you come in and you're building your regime of players and culture, warriors.
Don't forget where you came from.
Yeah, where you came from. We can help you out. But in closing, you read it. I read it. That letter to the fans from Arthur Blank. I urge every Falcons fan, if you're not, go to AtlantaFalcons.com and read that letter to the fans. It is like a love letter where it is giving fans what they've always wanted, to be seen. He's telling fans he sees you, he hears you, deserve better. And it's because I think not just that consulting group, but because Arthur maybe getting older in age, but also hearing the fans and saying, you know what? maybe Raheem could come back and fix some things and we could be all right. But I don't want to go on a maybe. I want to give you guys the absolute best chance to get a winner in the city because you deserve it. And so take a read, take a listen. Either way, it's going to make you feel good about the season. Because every offseason, you know, like, all right, we'll get them this year. But this offseason, every year we say this, though, but this offseason, I think there should be a lot of hope, excitement. Not only do we have a great core and a lot to build on, everyone's saying this is probably the hottest head coaching vacancy in the NFL because most coaches get fired because it's a terrible team. But for us to have the talent we have, minus quarterback-ish.
Right. That's the big piece. That's the big
piece.
It
is a big piece, but I mean, we don't have not a quarterback. We have two mediocre
injured quarterbacks.
Injury prone.
No,
average quarterbacks.
Penix is not going to be ready week 1.
Yeah, and they say we're
we shouldn't force him to be back. That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't force him to be back.
No.
Clearly, he is a sensitive injury, or he got history behind it. And rushing him back would be dumb.
You saw the video.
Okay, and another thing.
Yeah,
the new coach might not be sold on either one.
Ooh. Yeah, so we can move from Kirk and get like $22 million in the cap, and I'm pretty sure, like I'm 97% sure they're not keeping Kirk Cousins because a new coach is going to want to do what he wants to do. And to have Kirk Cousins, again, at no point in any of his games started did somebody say, oh, that's a $100 million quarterback. I take it back. Against Tampa Bay, we had 500 yards. That's when we were like, Kirk O'Chains, he had like 4 touchdowns last year. Against Tampa Bay last year, we had 500 yards. That game, everyone was like, that's the quarterback we paid for. If we can get that 500 yards.
He gave us one game, Ovie.
I know. But that game gave you a window into why we brought him into the organization. That's what we brought him here to do. But we saw a glimpse. It was a flash.
Okay.
Flash.
Because I'm kind of like hyped up right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot that needs to be told about what's really been going on behind the scenes with this organization the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's more stories. We still don't got the Ray McLeod stuff. Man, Ovie, it's
a lot.
It's a lot that we need to uncover.
I'm gonna call Ray. I'm gonna say, he's probably the smart thing for him to do is to be quiet because he's trying to find a new team. I don't know if he's on the team or not, but the smart thing for him to do is not sit around and like gossip. What's that with the Giants?
He signed with the Giants. I don't know if he's still with the Giants.
Yeah. Smart thing for him is not to gossip, but I would love to hear. Not just gossip. I just want to know what happened. I would love to hear what happened. He's number 34, so maybe he might give me a call because I'm 34. He's 34. The guy blocked the punt, number 34. I forget his name this past game, but hey, 34 is a good number. But it's going to be one heck of an offseason. It'll be one that will be full of intrigue and interest.
I still need answers, Ovie. I still need answers. Like who was really calling the shots? Who really put it all starts with signing Kirk Cousins and then drafting Michael Penix right after that. Who called that?
And Kirk was pissed. Kirk was pissed off. I was there. Like I my Kirk Cousins picture. I met him before at the draft event, and he was so happy. And we had a really good conversation because I watched the Netflix show of him, and I was saying like, dude, I love your house. Love the way you treat your kids. Love how you talk about God openly. I was like, you're a really good dude. He's like, I try. And even his all shucks, I tried. I'm like in person, you're a good dude. And then I saw him after they drafted Michael Penix that same draft night, and his smile was forced. And it was more like just not frowning. I could tell he was irritated at the fact that he probably was blindsided. Actually, they say he was blindsided by that. And that was the beginning of but
he needs to grow up. Come on, man. You how old is he?
No, if they told him, they told him that, hey, we're gonna give you the shot. We're not drafting high for QB, and they did that, he might feel certain way.
You making $100 million. It's your job.
That's true. He shouldn't have made it.
He's no threat. He's no threat to you.
I mean, because they brought in guys
and stink it up.
True. They brought in guys to back you up. They brought in guys to back me up. I was never worried. You were never worried. I was like, because I know, like, hey, I love Jairus, but he's like, I'm the starting quarterback. I was like, hey, I love what's our guy's name? I can't think of their name. I blame concussions. The backups. Who were the backup fullbacks that were there when I was there? I mean, you were there.
Went to Georgia Tech.
Corey McIntyre.
Oh yeah, but he didn't last through the camp though. I'm talking
about Corey did. Corey lasted. He's there for the whole year. I think Corey.
Yeah, he probably was. I remember. Was he? Yeah, he was on special teams. He was on special teams.
Shout out to you, Corey. And then we had a white guy too. It wasn't Mike Cox. Mike Cox was the guy. No, it was
Mike Cox.
Was he there when I was there or after?
Yeah. Oh,
no, he came after.
Yeah, after. Yeah.
Yeah, Lusaka Polite, Mike Cox. They tried to replace me. You can't replace me.
Polite was with you. Yeah, and then we had
Lusaka Polite. See, this is the problem. Me and Mike are old. But
you think the Hall of Fame dude, son?
Yeah, he's a white. I keep on running to his family. Real nice guy.
He played for the Jets or somebody.
His dad
played for the Jets.
It's like it's oh my gosh, tip of my tongue. Anyways,
he didn't last through the season.
No, he didn't. But either way, like I just was never worried. And if Kirk was a little bit upset or irritated, he shouldn't have been because he's $100
and the journey that he's been on. Come on, Kirk.
Yeah.
Come on.
So we'll wrap it up here because we can
go on and on.
But we want to let you guys know it's 2026. Happy New Year. Y'all believe in Falcons because Arthur Blank does, and we
clean house, man. Clean house. New year, new regime.
New year, new regime, and
like totally new. This is new.
And
then that letter. Oh, I meant to say that letter to the fans.
Ooh.
I don't think Arthur ever wrote a letter like that to the fans. Like,
yeah. Like, so I mean, we've been here.
So he like big up to y'all, the fans. He heard y'all. I mean, he hear y'all frustrations. It's got to make a move. It's too many. It was too many rumors. Too many. It's too much. And the product on the field was terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was. I would have liked if they gave Raheem more year, but I understand.
No, man, no.
I understand. I don't agree. But
Okay. I would have gave him 6 more games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
6 more games. I would have gave you 6 more games.
Yeah.
If you start beginning of the year, you got here. I'm firing you mid-season.
Yeah,
that's the only compromise, Obi. I'm not giving him a whole season. I'm not giving him a whole new season. He got to come out hot the next year.
Yeah, and I think he would have. I think the players they were fighting for him. They were fighting every player you asked. It was like, we love Raheem. We fight for Raheem. They literally said, we are going to show Mr. Blank that it ain't Raheem. It's us. Like Jesse Bates said that, paraphrasing, and they went out and did that. They showed, hey, we won 4 in a row. But the way they won it kind of showed.
It didn't look good. There were still problems. It didn't look sharp and crisp.
No,
we get the field goals blocked. It's crazy stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? Almost had to come back. Like it wasn't like we got there dominated. You know what I'm saying?
No.
19 penalties in the Tampa Bay game.
That was crazy. And we still won.
We was lucky to win games in December.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it wasn't good. You never felt comfortable. I felt comfortable in New Orleans game. That's the only game I felt comfortable.
It's bad. It's bad. You know what's not bad? Our future looking good. Y'all rise up.
Right.
Talk to y'all soon.
Drake London. Okay, what we gonna do with Kyle Pitts though? We got a lot to talk about.
So Kyle Pitts is another conversation. We'll be back, guys. We'll let y'all go, but we'll be back. Tyler Algier. Happy New Year. We'll talk.
We can go on and on.
Rise up.